Now let's look at this other illustration 2, right? Now if you look at this very well, you can pause the video and try this on your own. Now when you look at this, we know we are told to calculate the resultant force and the angle, right? Now we know our resultant force is given as what? The square root of what? Summation of what? EF of x all square plus summation of what? EF of y all square, right? Now, one thing you need to understand is this. Our angle theta is also equals to what? Summation of what? EF of y over what? Summation of what? EF of x. These are the things you need to know. Right? So let's start. We know that the EF of x is the sum of all the horizontal components. Either you call f of x or you say what? what? EH. You are taking? So from here, if I look for my EF of x here, I'm adding just two components. And funny enough, look at the direction of the arrow. They're all facing right. And any force facing right is what? Positive. So that will be that what? 4 plus 2. Hope you are getting this. And this will give me what? 6 Newton. And my summation of f of y, or you call it summation of what? V. I've already explained in the last video. So it means we have two forces. Now if you look at the 3 is facing down, negative. We have minus 3. Then the 5 is facing up, positive, plus 5. And that will give me what? 2 Newton. Now you place this guy into this equation here. So we'll be having the resultant force will now be equals to square root of EF of x. Summation of f of x is what? 6. So we have what? 6 square plus summation of f of y is what? 2. That'll give me what? 2 square. Start taking. So from here, my resultant force will give me square root of what? 36. 6 square 36 plus what? 2 square, which is 4. So resultant force will give me what? Square root of what? 40. Now if you rewrite this again in short form, it will be square root of what? 4 times 10 will give you 40. Which is something as saying square root of 4 times what? Root 10. So arrow will give me square root of 4 is 2, so we're having 2 root 10. Right? Now, if you want to calculate for the angle, so for angle, we know that tan theta is equals to what? Summation of what? EF of y over what? Summation of what? EF of x. So what is the summation of f of y? We have 4 over what? We say 2 over what? Over 6. So 2 over 6. So that is my tan theta. So theta will now give me 2 divided by 6 will be, so 2 divided by 3, 2 divided by 3 by 6, yeah, 0.333. So we're having tan inverse 0.333. So you press shift of the tan, you tan inverse of the answer that you have, and we have 18.43. So my theta here will give me what? 18.43 degree. So that is case illustration 2. Now let's move to the next category, which is this. Now look at this illustration 3 here. Now we have introduced a new guy here, which is a force that is inclined to these 4 forces. Now we know very well that when a force is inclined, what you have to do, you have to what? Resolute that force. That is where our resolution of force comes in. The resolution of force is the resolving of inclined force into vertical and what? Horizontal component, right? So what you do here is this: if I resolute this guy, I'll be having two things happening here. I will have an horizontal component that is coming like this, and I'm going to call it 3 cos what? 30. Is that okay? Because it's horizontal to the cos. And I have the vertical guy like this that's coming up here. And I'm going to call him 3 sine 30. Is that good now? So there are two. So we have this and that. So I've resolved this. So we know from the beginning that the resultant force is giving us the square root of summation of EFX all square plus the summation of what? EFY all square, right? So now we'll look for the summation of what? EF of x, or you call it or EH. Now let's see how it goes. Now it means all the horizontal components. 2 Newton is horizontal. Where is it facing? Facing right. So positive. That is 2. Now another new guy that's been introduced is facing right too. That is plus 3 cos what? 30. Now another guy again facing backward is negative minus what? 5. Is that okay? Now if you do this, 3 cos 30 will give us what? 3 cos 30. 3 cos 30 is giving me 2.598. So I'm having 2 plus 2.598 minus 5. So if I subtract it from 5, minus 5, then plus 2, I'm having, let me see, we have 2 plus 2.598 minus 5. So I'm having minus 0.402. So I'm having minus 0.04, no, as in 0.4, let me write it very well. That'll give me minus 0.402. That's what we're having here, right? Is that okay? Now I'll do for summation of what? EF of y, summation of fy, or you call it summation of what? V, which is vertical component. Now if I'm doing this, one thing you need to know is all the vertical components. I have this one here, this 3 sine 30, it's facing up positive. 3 sine what? 30. I have this, which is 4 plus 4 is facing up. I have this coming down here, which is 6 minus 6 because it's facing down. So these are the 3 vertical components I have. So 3 sine 30 will give me 1.5, right? Plus 4 minus 6. Let's confirm that. 3 sine 30, 3 sine 30, 1.5, okay, plus 4 minus 6. That is minus 0.5. So we're having negative 0.5. This is what we're having for f of y. So we substitute into our equation here. So the R resultant force will give me the square root of the summation of f of x is given as what? Minus 0.402 minus 0.402 all square plus summation of f of y is what? So now AF of y will give me minus 0.5. So I'll put in a bracket minus 0.5 all square, right? So in doing that, my resultant force will give me the square root of. Now if you press minus 0.4, minus 0.402 minus 0.402, you must put them into brackets for you to understand how it goes. Put in my brackets, then I put my square, into brackets, minus 0.402 all square. That give me 0.616. We have 0.616 plus minus 0.5 square. Have minus, let me put it here, minus 0.5 all square, 0.25. So I am having 0.25. So if we add them together, 0.25 plus 0.616, that give me 0.866, right? I'm having my resultant force here to be equal to what? 0.866, and I'm looking for the square root. So my resultant force will now be the square root of answer. The square root of the answer, and that will give me 0.931. 0.931 Newton. Don't forget they are all in Newton. They are all in Newton. So this is my resultant force. And if I want to calculate for the other guy, which is my angle, this is what I am going to do. What I will do, my tan theta is equals to summation of EFY, summation of f of y to all over summation of what? F of x, and that means my tan theta will be equals to, look for fy here. What are you having there? We're having fy to be negative 0.5. All over the fx is given to be negative 4.402, 0.42. So if you do that, your theta now, your tan theta will be equals to, so if I press my calculator, I have 0.5 divided by 0.402, 0.402. I'm having 1.244. So in doing that, if I move further, my theta now will now give me tan inverse 1.244. So I'll go to my calculator. I'll press shift, tan inverse here of answer, and that's giving 51.20 degree. So I'm having theta to be equal to what? 51.20 degree. That'll be my answer there. That is for illustration 2. So I've successfully calculated for that, as you can see. So we search forward. Let's take another illustration. Now, if you look at this other illustration here, what do you notice? This guy, the 30 is inclined to the horizontal. That is where we're having 3 cos 30 and 3 sin 30. But this guy now, the 30 is now inclined toward the vertical. So what will happen? It means that by resolving this into vertical and horizontal component, here will give me 3 sin 30, while here it will give me 3 cos 30. Have you seen that now? So what I mean is this. This is what I meant here. It's inclined to what? The horizontal, the vertical. So it will change. Here will become 3 sin 30. Here will become what? 3 cos 30. I want you to understand that. So the same process is the same. So you need to you just do this the same way. So that is just the difference. So always watch where the angle is inclined to. If it's into the horizontal, if it's the vertical, then you know what to do. Are we good? So that is the difference between the two. You see, it's the same thing, but what happened? It changes. It changes. So you can follow the same process, but you know that the horizontal component now has changed. So let's take another illustration in our next video and see how it goes. Now, look at this another illustration here. We have 4 forces, but this guy here is inclined to the horizontal here. So what you have to do here is this. So you're going to resolve also. So this one will go to the horizontal, since it's like this, and it will be what? 3 cos 30. 3 cos 30, right? And this will be, let me put it here like this. This will be 3 sin 30. Are we good? So if I want to solve this question here, I know very well that my resultant force is equal to the square root of summation of what? E of x raised to the power 2 plus summation of what? E of y raised to the power of 2. So from here, I can say that my summation of what? E of x, which will give me, now I have this horizontal component, this of f of x, it's facing right, it's positive, that is 1. I have another one again, this is another one again, this is facing left, so it will be minus 3 cos 30. Then another one again, which is 4 facing left, that will be minus what? 4. So in doing that, I'll be having 1 minus 3 cos 30 will give me 3 cos 30, give me 2.598. I have 2.598 minus 4. If I do that, minus 4 plus 1, so having minus 0.401. I'm having minus what? Now if you look at 0.401 Newton. That is for this, right? Now if you do for vertical component f of y, now what do we have here? We have 2 facing up positive, that will be 2 plus, now this is facing back, plus what? 3 sin 30 facing up plus 3 sin what? 30, then 5 is facing down, minus 5. So this will now be 2 plus 3 sin 30 is 1.5 minus 5. So we're having 2 plus 1.5 minus 5. And that will give me minus 1.5. So we have minus 1.5, right? So let's check again. 2 plus 1.5, 3.5 minus what? 5. That's what? Minus 1.5. So minus 1.5. That's what we're having there. So you put them into your formula. Your resultant force then will now be the square root of f of x is given as what? Minus 401. That is 0.401. Let me put this way. 0.401 all square plus f of y will give me minus 1.5 all square, right? So my resultant force would now give me square root of, I'm going to do that. So I'll have, open the bracket, minus 0.401, close it, all square, we have 0.161 plus minus 1.5 all square, 2.25. We have 2.25. Is that good? So from here, if you do that, so this is what you now have. Your arrow now, by the time you add these two, you square root them and you're having this. So the thing will apply to your tan theta. So if you look at your tan theta, you know tan theta is equals to what? Summation of what? F of y over what? Summation of what? F of x. So if you do your mathematics, you'll be having your theta equals to what? Your tan inverse, whatever you have here. So what is the f of y? F of y is given as a minus 1.5 all over what? F of x will give me minus 0.401, which has been calculated. So when you do that, you have your value. So you should complete that. So let me just do that for you. So we have 1.5 divided by 0.401 that gives me what? 3.740. We have 3.741. So tan inverse 3.74 what? 41. So shift tan inverse answer will give me 75.033 degree. So that would be my answer. So there's something I want you to understand also. So there's something I want you to understand here. Now we successfully solved this. So this will tell you that if I now have the same force this way, right? And if the force is at this junction here, so you know you'll be dividing it this way to become something like this coming down and this go to the direction. Is that taken? So this will be if the angle is inclined to the horizontal. Let's say this is, so it will be still cos, the horizontal will be cos, vertical will be what? Sine. So similarly, if I have the angle here, right, I'm going to do the same thing too. I'll have this here and I have this here. As long as it is inclined toward the horizontal, this guy remain cos, here remains sine, here remains sine, and here remains cos. As long as what? It is inclined to the horizontal. Is that taken? So, but if I have this here also, and if it's inclined to the vertical, let me just assume all these guys here should be horizontal. So I'll have this way. Here will be cos. Here will be what? Sine. Is that taken? If I also have it here also, if it's inclined to the what? Horizontal, like this, same thing will happen. We'll be having the sine of the angle here, and we're having the cos of the angle here. Is that taken? So, but let's now see this other illustration here. If I have it this way, like this. If I have it this way, like this. If I have the angle at this junction here, and it's inclined to the vertical, I will have the same thing like this, but here will not be what? Sine, theta, here will be what? Cos. It will change. Similarly, if I have it here too, and it's inclined to the vertical, if I'm resolving it, here will be what? Cos, here will be what? Sine. If I have it this way too, if it's inclined to the vertical like this, I want to resolve, here will be what? Cos, here will be what? Sine. and so on and so forth. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. So in my next video, we're doing a proper example.